Marcus sat in the back seat of his car, the city blurring by as they made their way toward his office. The trip back from Paris had been exactly what he needed. An escape from the chaos, a reset, and most importantly, time to connect with Kiki. She was everything. The vibe between them was still fresh in his mind, and he couldn't stop thinking about how down she had been for him, how real things felt with her. As the car came to a slow stop in traffic, his phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out, seeing a name flash across the screen that made him pause. His ex. He hadn't heard from her in a while, but there it was, a video call request. Marcus sighed, swiping to answer, already knowing this wasn't going to be an easy conversation. "Yo, what's up?" Marcus answered, keeping his voice casual as her face appeared on the screen. She didn't waste any time, her expression tense. "We need to talk, Marcus." Marcus leaned back in his seat, rubbing his temple. "About what? There's nothing left to talk about." She frowned, her voice tight with frustration. "I've been hearing things about you and some girl. You've moved on, huh? Just like that?" Marcus sighed, shaking his head. "Yeah, I have. Kiki's real, and we're good. What's the problem?" Her eyes narrowed. "The problem is you never even tried to explain things. Never gave me your side of the story." Marcus chuckled softly, the tension starting to lift off him. "I don't think you care, honestly. You've never cared about my side of the story. It's always been about you." She scowled, leaning closer to the camera. "That's not true, Marcus. I always tried to hear you out." "Nah," Marcus said, his voice calm but firm. "You didn't. You never really listened to what I was saying. It's like every time I tried to talk, you made it about you. You twisted everything around, and your friends, don't even get me started on them. They were always in our business, pushing us apart." She scoffed, rolling her eyes. "My friends just wanted the best for me." "Maybe," Marcus replied, keeping his tone measured. "But they didn't know what was real between us. You let them have too much say in what went on. They lied to you, made you believe things that weren't true, and it just tore us apart." A moment of silence hung between them, her face softening slightly. "And you think that's all on me?" Marcus sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Look, I'm not saying it's all on you, but you've got to own up to your part too. We were fighting every week like it was clockwork. Arguing with you felt like doomsday. It wore me down." Her expression faltered, a mix of frustration and something close to regret flashing across her face. "You make it sound like I didn't try." Marcus tilted his head, his voice growing softer but no less firm. "You tried, but you didn't want to hear me. Every time I talked, it felt like you were waiting for your turn to speak, never actually listening." She let out a breath, her frustration evident. "So you're really done with me? That's it?" "I don't think you care to hear my side," Marcus replied, his tone more resigned now. "You've always been about you. That's why it didn't work, and that's why I moved on." She bit her lip, clearly struggling with his words. "So this girl, she's better than me?" Marcus didn't hesitate. "It's not about being better. It's about the fact that she listens. She's real with me. She doesn't bring drama or make everything about herself. Kiki's down for me in a way that's different from what we had." His ex stared at the screen, her eyes searching his face for something, but Marcus had already made up his mind. He wasn't about to get dragged back into old arguments or second-guess his decisions. Kiki was solid, and he was done with the past. "I don't have time for these games anymore," Marcus continued. "We could keep going back and forth, but what's the point? You want to play Russian roulette with us? But the truth is, we'd both lose. I've made up my mind." She opened her mouth to respond, but Marcus cut her off. "Look, I'll try to listen for whatever truth you're telling me, but you've got to understand, this is done. We're done." A heavy silence filled the space between them, her expression shifting from anger to something close to sadness. She opened her mouth to speak, but nothing came out. Marcus leaned forward, his voice calm but final. "I've moved on. Kiki's real, and I'm happy. I hope you find that too." Her eyes flickered with something, regret maybe, but she nodded slowly. "All right, Marcus, I get it. You've made your choice." "Yeah," Marcus said softly, "I have." Without another word, she ended the call, and the screen went black. Marcus sat back, letting out a long breath. It felt like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. The chapter with his ex was officially closed, and there was no going back. As the car began to move again, his phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Kiki. Kiki, how's your day going? Can't wait to see you later. Marcus smiled, his mood instantly lifting. He quickly typed back a response. Marcus, all good. Can't wait to see you either. We got to talk about that trip to Rome. He put his phone down and stared out the window as the city skyline came into view. It was a new day, and Marcus was ready for whatever came next, with Kiki by his side.
I don't think you care to see my side of the story. Is that truth in what you're telling me? I'll try to listen for it. How about you tell your friends stay out your business? Fucking with girls like that gon' leave you single. Our shit is our shit, not theirs if they just mingle. Don't take their advice, stay with life. Fighting with you's a Tuesday, like doomsday. Starting to care what you say, yo. Cause you make everything about you. Why you gotta be like that, oh God, yo. You don't wanna listen every time I talk, baby. I don't think you care to see my side of the story. Is that truth in what you're telling me? I'll try to listen for it. I ain't got time for your games, so make me choose. Why play Russian roulette? You might lose. Now's the time to make up your mind. Otherwise we're wasting time, babe. Fighting with you's a Tuesday, like doomsday. Starting to care what you say, yo. Cause you make everything about you. Why you gotta be like that, oh God, yo. You don't wanna listen every time I talk, baby. I don't think you care to see my side of the story. Is that truth in what you're telling me? I'll try to listen for it. I don't think you care to see my side of the story. Is that truth in what you're telling me? I'll try to listen for it.